Hey guys, welcome to Beyond Bricks. I am your host, Kevin Stewart. And guys, today I want to share a little bit of gratitude. Just now, right before this episode, I had an incredible opportunity just to sit with EJ and Chris. They're the guys that are behind the scenes. They're the guys that produce this podcast and make me look better than I probably am, make me sound better than I probably am. But it's not that makes them who they are. It's the conversation we just had. It's the real life growth conversation. It's the, Kevin, we see this as more. We see this piece and that piece and this idea and the creativity that they bring to the table, but also the ability to sit and understand why I do what I do and why I wanted to do this show. I don't believe that things happen on accident. And I know that we were brought together because we align in a way that is so special. And I wanted to make sure that I said that and everyone could hear that, because being around and being with the right people truly helps you become who you're going to be and who you're meant to be. And the gratitude and joy that I'm feeling right now, knowing that I'm doing this with the right people and with the right creative team at Bolt, tells me that I'm doing the right thing. These guys are incredible. So I just wanted to start with that gratitude, just to share that, because this episode is actually about halftime. I've been with Bolt now for half the year, and we're coming up, and this is, when you hear this episode, it's going to be halftime, halfway through 2025. It's amazing that 6 months has already passed. And the reflection of halftime and going back and seeing the things that you've done, the growth that you've made, analyzing what's gone on, to me is super fun. It's fun. It's something that I enjoy doing. Every single year, my company takes the time. We take the time to step back and do a mid-year retreat. We always go off-site. This year, we're going to go to Wingate Country Club. We're going to spend some time outside. We're going to spend some time having lunch together, but we're going to spend a lot of time in conversational growth and in conversational planning about what happened and what has been, but more, what is going to come next. We're going to spend some time doing that. After that, we're going to take the evening and we're going to go on Rochester Pedal Ride here in town, and we're going to have a blast with each other, creating memories. We're going to take some videos. You guys will be able to see the fun and the joy and the energy that we get because we get to spend time with each other. We get to spend time with the people we care about. And it's such a blessing for me to be able to do that with these folks. And I love it. And it fills my heart with joy every single day to get to not just do what I love doing, but do it with the people that I love. And that is so important and so special. So as I'm sitting here going through, I'm going to give you guys a little preview as to what we are going to be focusing on that mid-year retreat, because I believe that the mid-year assessment is important for everybody to do. It's important to go in the locker room at halftime. Whether you're down or you're up or whether you're tied, it doesn't matter. You have to go into the locker room and assess. I love watching halftime speeches. Ted Lasso, I saw a reel, my phone must have been listening, knowing I was going to do this, and saw his halftime speech that he gave about belief on the show. I love some of the halftime speeches in movies. I love watching some of the halftime speeches, occasionally getting a chance to see a halftime speech of a professional sports team. There's something cool about halftime and going in and looking what's happened and deciding what you're going to do next, knowing that things are going to change. You're going to come back out in the second half and things are going to be different. It just is. And it's okay. So the three things that we are looking, I want to start with this. The three things that we look at that I challenge my company, and I'm going to challenge you guys to do, is to, when you're thinking back, go through these three things. The first, reflect with honesty. You got to know what went well. You got to know what went wrong. You got to know and be super honest with yourself and reflect in honesty about what happened in the first half. You have to look at the pieces. You have to know where you hit the mark. You have to know where you missed the mark. But you have to reflect with honesty. You have to be true to yourself. You have to be true to the things that you've done and true to the things that you didn't do in order to grow in the second half and to win the second half of the game. So first, you need to reflect with honesty. Second, the second thing we're going to focus on is we're going to reignite the vision. We're going to remind ourselves why we do what we do. We're going to spend some time in reflection and a reignite of the vision that we have for our lives and the vision we have for this company. We're going to dream big. We're going to dream huge. And we're going to find out and know that the way we finish the year is what defines the year. What happened in the first half truly doesn't matter. It's the way you finish that's remembered. Most people, if you think about championship runs and you think about people that hoist the trophy at the end of the day, most people don't remember the first half of the game, the first half of the season. They don't remember those things. They remember how you finish. They remember when you finish the game and you finish strong. So we're going to reignite that. We're going to reignite the vision of the company and the vision of who we want to be as individuals and where we want to go as a group together. So we're going to reignite that vision. The third thing we're going to do is we're going to refocus the plan. We're going to take a look at the plan we've had and we're going to narrow down what truly matters. We're going to narrow it down to what are the things, what are the activities inside our plan that are going to move the needle the most? What's going to move the needle to get us exactly where we want to go? And we're going to get some clarity around that. We're going to look and try to clarify the plan that we have and that we put forward at the beginning of the year to make the small tweaks and adjustments to our daily, weekly, and monthly activities. We need to take a look at that. We need to reflect back on what was so we can move the needle to where we're going to go. Because halftime is about that. It's about making sure that you go out and actually win the game. So you may be sitting here right now, listening to this, or sitting, watching this, thinking, man, I'm way behind this year. Things aren't going well. Okay, so how do you reflect with honesty? What did you do wrong? What should you change? How can you reignite the vision, making sure you have a clear definition of priorities of where you want to go? And then how do you refocus the plan? What are the things that you need to do to change to make sure that that vision becomes true? How do you do that? Maybe you're sitting here and going, man, I am crushing the first half of the year. I'm having my best year ever, and life is great right now. You need to do the same thing. You've got to look back and you've got to reflect with honesty. You need to say, well, what got me here? What were the activities? What were the things that I did that got me to the spot where I am right now? Is there anything that I can do inside that to tweak and adjust to make sure that I keep that momentum going? Making sure that the things you're doing right now fully align with the vision of who you want to be. Look back and reignite and make sure that you know, guys, I'm doing this for this reason, and I'm going to focus my energy here. And then also refocusing that plan to say, is there anything else I can do differently? Can I get a little extra? Can I go a little farther? Just because you're winning the first half, just because you're winning by 10 at halftime doesn't mean you can't win by 30. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm okay with it. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I love when my sports team wins by 30. Shoot, the Stanley Cup playoffs that just recently finished up. Game 7 was not much of a game. That's okay. Who doesn't want to win that way? But you have to constantly be reflecting to say, we're going to drive this all the way through the finish line. We're not going to stop. We're not going to quit. We're not going to slow down. We're going to make sure we carry momentum as far as we can physically take it. Because the first half of your year, the first half of the game of life is about learning. It's about learning what the year is going to bring. But the second half is for executing. The second half is when you fully have to execute. You have to execute with everything that you have. So when we're coming into our retreat, and I'm going to give you guys, like I said, a preview, that's the way we approach it every year. But the preview I'm going to give you today is what our theme is going to be. Our theme is going to be dream bigger and plan better. Because guys, we're on a hot streak right now. We're riding a great train of momentum. We started out super slow. We had a tough first half of the year, a tough first quarter of the year. Things were slower than we wanted to be, but what did we do? We knuckled down. We worked hard. We came in, we showed up, we did the right thing. We followed the plan every single day to execute at the highest level we could. The beauty is now the results are coming in. We're now seeing those results coming through. But what we have to make sure that we do is we don't lose that momentum, that we keep driving it forward. So we are going to dream bigger. We're going to move the barometer and we are going to dream bigger than we've ever dreamed before. But if you're going to dream bigger, you better plan better. Because if you have a bigger dream, you better have a better plan. Those two have to go hand in hand. So I wanted to share some subpoints, 3 things inside of each of those 2 categories of how we as a company are going to dream bigger and how we're going to plan better. So under dream bigger, the first thing and the first point I want to make is don't let the first half shrink the second half. Right now, we're coming in with momentum. It would be very easy for it to potentially shrink the second half. You may be winning, you may be losing, but you have to adjust in order to elevate. No matter what you've done, no matter where you are in your year, where are you at inside your business, where are you at inside your life, the game's not over, but you have to elevate. You have to take it to the next level. You have to not let the first half of the game shrink you. Just because things didn't go exactly as planned, it doesn't mean that the dream is wrong. Things may have not gone right, but the dream doesn't have to change. It just has to elevate. So what are you going to do to elevate the dream? Number 2, inside of Dream Bigger, we're going to think beyond our goals. We're going to create a vision that's so large that it scares us. I'm going to challenge the team. And frankly, I would say this to anybody. If your vision and your goals and your dreams for life don't scare you and they don't frighten you, your dreams aren't big enough. They're just not. Your dream should be so big and the vision you have for your life should be so big it makes you nervous. I get nervous all the time. I'm nervous because I know that I'm meant for something huge. And I don't get nervous because I'm scared to do it. I get nervous because I feel that what if I fall short? What if I fall short of the person that I'm supposed to be, the person that I'm put here to be? So I'm going to continue to challenge myself to think bigger, to make a vision so large that everyone around me can see themselves inside of it. To create a vision for our company that's so big that everybody that's a part of it can see their role inside that vision. I want to dream huge. I want to dream way beyond. That's why the conversation I had with the team at Bolt was so special just now, because guys, we were dreaming. We let our minds completely go and dream about what could be. Where could this go? What could we do with it? But more than that, what is the impact that it could create? That's why the conversation was so special, because we knew that it could create an impact. It can do something that money can't buy. It can create a living legacy that goes well beyond our years. And it creates an impact with people that we may never meet. Guys, that's dreaming bigger. That's dreaming huge. And being around people that are willing to dream big with you is so important. So are you thinking beyond your current goals? Are you challenging yourself to think beyond the goals that you started out the year so that you can dream bigger? And like I said, if it doesn't make you nervous, it's probably not big enough. Point number 3 inside this, guys, is you have to expand who you believe you can be. Dreams aren't just about what you want. They're about what you're willing to evolve into. You have to be willing to evolve the person that you are and the person that you want to become. You have to expand far past what you are right now. That's part of dream bigger. You have to dream beyond the current state. You have to go well beyond that. You have to dream at a super high level. So this year, when we get to our mid-year retreat, we are going to challenge ourselves. I'm going to challenge the team, and I'm going to challenge you guys right now to dream bigger. What are you doing inside your life to challenge your mind and expand who you are well past what you've been? So after you do that, after you start dreaming bigger, what do you have to do? You have to plan better. Guys, we got to have better plans. Because if you're going to dream and you're going to elevate the person that you are, you also have to find a way to plan better. You have to have a strategy, a clear strategy. That's the first thing. You have to have strategy that's super clear, not complexity. You have to have a clearly defined strategy of how you are going to implement this. And the challenge I'm going to do is that you're going to do it small. It's not about adding a bunch of extra steps. It's not about adding all of this extra chaos. It's about planning in a small, defined way. What we are going to do in our planning better is we're going to pick 3 to 5 things, maybe even less. We as a company are going to pick 3 to 5 things that we're going to focus on to plan better, therefore dream bigger. We're going to take a look at those dreams and then back off and scale backwards and go all the way down to a couple of initiatives, 3 to 5 initiatives that we're going to change as a company in order to plan better and elevate who we are. The second thing, you have to break down those dreams into bite-sized movements. You have to have small things, small plans, small daily activities, little micro activities that you do every day that become a part of who you are. That's part of the plan that you have to put together. So we're going to do that. We're going to come up with small things that everyone's going to hold their peace. Because remember, we're going to have a dream so big that everyone's going to see themselves in it. But they're going to have to own the piece of that dream. They're going to have to own the piece of the puzzle that they can grab onto and make work for the company. So we're going to find those small things, those small nuances, the daily activities that we know are going to move the needle. And the third thing is we're going to build more systems. We're going to build in better systems, better checks and balances, better checklists. We're going to build in better things that are just going to help us along the way. Because systems is what gets us there, not just motivation. We can be motivated all we want. We can be on fire. We can go back to reigniting the vision, and we can come out of this mid-year super pumped up with this big vision of all the great things we want to do. But if we don't come out of there with more clearly defined systems, we won't have stability. Because the systems are what is going to create the stability for us. The clearly defined pieces and roles is what's going to create the stability. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to spend time, we're going to sit together, and we're going to grow together so that when we go into the second half of the year, we have the ability to dream out of this world. And we have the ability to go win the game. Because like I said before, guys, the game is going to be defined by how we finish. And our company is super dedicated to finishing strong. We want to be better than we ever have before. We want to elevate everything we're doing. We want to elevate who we are. We want to elevate why we're doing it and the reasons and the impact that we're going to create in this world. Because it's not for us just about selling houses. It's about creating deep and meaningful impact with everybody that we meet. And so we're going to elevate that. We're going to take that up a notch. We're going to turn up the heat. That's what I love about halftime. That's what I love about the analysis of looking backwards and saying, what have we done? But how are we going to make small positional moves to get us to where we want to go? So that's my challenge for you guys this week. Take a look as you're sitting down and you're going through getting ready for the second half of the year. You're getting ready for 4th of July. That to me always feels like the kickoff. I love 4th of July. It's a wonderful holiday. And that's happening as you're going through that weekend with your family, reflect back on where you've been. Reflect back on what has happened. Reflect with honesty. Find a way to reignite the passion that you had at New Year's. When you're like, I got the whole year ahead of me. Reignite that. Bring back some of those goals. Bring back some of those things that you wanted to do. And refocus the plan. Get the plan back on track. But if I can have you do anything, find a way to dream bigger. Find a way to elevate what you are and what you want to be and where you want to go. That's my challenge for you. I want everybody around me to dream huge because I want to be in support of that. I want to be in support of greatness. I want to be in support of everything that greatness surrounds. Mediocrity stinks, guys. I don't want mediocrity for anybody around me. I want you to be great. I want you to use the talents you have, use the talents that God has given you, and go out there and be great. It's so important. Guys, every single one of you has talents, has abilities, has things that are inside of you. Let them out. Elevate them, dream bigger, and find a way to make an impact in this world. Guys, go be yourself because the world desperately needs you. Have a good day. Bye.